Police investigation into killing has stalled, with no one willing to step forward and identify the trigger man, including PTC Tupac Shakur. What the fuck is PTC? The man whose love of his people knows no bounds. Quad's murder remains unsolved. So they're saying the attempted murder at Quad is solved, and that see, now when I go through this, I'm gonna be picking everything apart. So basically, I'm using this everything that happened this morning like a deck of tarot cards to read. The question of the day is, how do I get the queen on her seat? That's basically all this is a big ass tarot read to figure out how to get the queen up. So now she's sending me to go get the kids. Now, is there any evidence to that in here? Now, we still on Tupac now. And it say, by Michael Newton, page 380, got my attention. Right? Marin City, 50th anniversary, got my attention. Among the longest running events conducted by African Americans in North Carolina. Now we talking about Seminole. From the Amun, meaning I'm coming from the underworld, from the dark. And now I have to be raised as a righteous man all the way up to the I-10. Now, when I get to the I-10, if I'm a righteous man and I found a righteous woman, I should be able to equally raise this woman up to the level with me to form the first family. Now, if this turned out like I'm pretty sure it should, using Tupac as the mirror, then it's going to give a lot of people a lot of insight. So basically, life is a game with rules. But nobody is allowed to tell you the rules. You got to figure it out. You got to go through the hard stuff without losing that piece of gold in your heart. So when they say they was looking for gold, or people sold their soul, that means that somebody done something that required that sacrifice, that self-sacrifice. So now, during the course of this, I'm going to be showing y'all how to balance the scales of justice according to the laws of Mott. So yesterday we did a video and I showed you how I got the I-10, which brought me the Ankh. And I used the Ankh to unlock keys. And I got keys. As a traveling man, that's what you're required to do, is to collect your keys. So we also going to deal with Jay-Z, the NFL, and what just happened there. I put a post up yesterday that we're going to revisit today shortly. I'm going to try to go through this kind of briefly because the first half of my day in photographs is pretty lengthy on paper. But Elijah Muhammad said that I had to make it plain enough for a baby to understand it. And that I have to do the work and not take stuff personally. It's like Malcolm said it best. He say, be kind, be courteous, and respect everybody. But if somebody disrespects you, you send them to the cemetery. Well, in this life that we live in the rules to the game, right? The rules to the game is the big deal. That's what the keys are discovered by uncovering the rules. And the rules is what keep everybody suffering. So now, my job, being that I done collected all of the keys, is to collect the last key, which you've seen on my post today. On the top of my page, I posted yesterday. As this stuff come to me, I post it in real time. Because as an alchemist, right here, now let me flip my camera so y'all can see this. Right there. You see that key? Now, the goal is to get this key throughout the course of the day by noon. High noon, it got to be done because that is the I-10, the high noon. This key, during the course of my day, using alchemical processes, which just being following the rules to the game, has to end up here during the course of the day. Now, look where it's at, right? Now, before that, I'm going to back up because Obadiah gave me the scarab to begin with. Okay, this is the scarab as it is now. And I want you to see the difference in how I posted it when I did the video with Jillian. I was talking about Jillian at the beginning of this judgment 3 days ago. Right? I'm going to show you. Okay. Okay, this is today. So as we go down, see this is now, I'm going to touch on this because somebody inboxed me something and prompted me to do this post, but it fits in with the course of my work with the day. All of this is from today. That's last night when I told y'all I posted about Jay-Z. So anybody want to see the post, they can go read what I said. Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z or Jehovah, just went and told the NFL in private first, second, knock before, knock 3 public redress of the grievance. Right? So he gave them the warning because they are an entity with power. He can't just bump them or knock them. He can't just give them a knock. He had to give them a notice, then a second notice, and if they don't do what is right according to the laws of Mott, the third and final notice is balancing the scales with me. So that's what he's telling them right there. Right? So he's putting them on notice. Kaepernick, number 7, had my number. He put him on notice first. Right? So we're going to get back to that. I want to go down some more. I want y'all to see where a couple days ago, because all this stuff right here comes into play. And all of these things were taking place during the last few days. I don't like this thing moving so slow. Okay. I want y'all to look at this picture right here, because this picture right here is going to give me a set of keys, right? When you get a set of keys, those set of keys open 2 things. Normally this is like a Discord, but in this case, this goes directly to what I was told by the Queen to do to straighten out this matter, right? So now this right here, this symbol, I want to try to come back to it if I can, but I don't want to take a lot of time tonight because there's a lot of stuff to go through this real fast. I'm going to try to brush through it because I'm going to redo it all in detail later. I just wanted y'all to see that I am the master of the day of judgment and I am the baddest motherfucker ever born, just like my brother told y'all. Now, before we get into that, how do I know to use Tupac as my mirror? All right. A couple of things. One, we're going to pull that up where I posted this stuff on my board, matter of fact, so I'm not going to go back over it. Y'all can go back and look. But one is a statement he made, right? And he was in Clinton Correctional Facilities, and they was in there doing the interview, and Lil Yummy was over his left shoulder, right? And it fell. That was a sign for me to pay attention, right? Because he raised a lot of hell about Yummy to bring attention to gang violence, and to put the black disciples on notice as a righteous man that they was wrong, and he almost gotten a lot of stuff about that. So when Yummy fell, that was a sign from the ancestors that, listen, you about to get a grievance, or you about to get a what you call it, a call. A call is when you in the Kali Yuga state of the gods, and you trying to live like regular people, and one of the other guys said, "Hey man, this too much for me. You a little higher up on the food chain. Won't you come deal with it?" Right? Flip this back over while I find some more stuff. Okay, so now Tupac attained a high status. What y'all probably don't understand is Tupac, ancient mirror for me to use to determine who was who and what's what now was King Tut. King Tut was struck in the back of the head and he was crossed out by his mentor named Aya, which is spelled with two A's, A apostrophe A. And Aya, he is mirrored to me today by Farrakhan. Now, Farrakhan also is mirroring for me the papacy, but he's also mirroring for me myself, right? So I got to use Farrakhan as the prime mirror for me to triple reflect on multiple people as I run this timeline, as I raise from the Atum to the Atin, from the unknown to the known. Now I showed y'all who Barack was yesterday, and he's going to briefly probably pop up today, which is only a link, because Barack Obama was a mirror. And he wasn't a mirror. He was a sacrifice. He was Anubis, and he sacrificed himself as a half-breed in order to undermine the underminer, right? So we told you about Jacob's ladder yesterday and how they hijacked the gods and steal the throne and steal the birthright. And they normally use a sibling that's unawares of what they're doing. And the way that they do it is they get a male that's got the bloodline, and they make him unfit to rule by anal penetration. Now, if you want to know, you got to know the ancient code of kings, right? Now, this ancient code of kings tie me into every organization that use the term king in definition in the name of their organization. That's your Latin kings, your almighty Latin kings. I can't even name them all. Your kings of the Congo, all over the world, where they start off with the name king, that's my knock, right? That's where the kings say, hey, pay attention, right? So then, when they go through Jacob's ladder, they gotta do certain things. The righteous, being at a higher vibration than most people, should be able to withstand the most amount of suffering. They should be able to withstand more suffering than anybody else if they're righteous. And so here we go with the game of life. It's a knock-around game, hide and seek, tag, Hansel and Gretel, Romeo and Juliet, the building of the Taj Mahal, all of these myths weaved into what we call reality. So in order to unravel this would-be reality, we have to go all over the world. Well, the thing about, as we bump up each other, and that's why they always say that term, big up my brother, right? Big up my, where they get that from, right? So you find out later that Biggie was a mirror, and he was mirroring, I'll get back to that in a minute. When I go through the paperwork, I'll be more detailed in who mirroring who. But I wanna list 12 people, male, and 12 females that an injustice was done to. And then I want to go over what the justice would be in the matter, right? And so what I'm going to have Portia do is write the 12 names down as she hear them. I should have had told her this in the beginning. And then from there, I'm going to have her move them And when I get to the 11th name of a male or the 11th name of a female, right, she have to send me a message that'll come in on Messenger, so I don't go to 13. I only want to do 12 for a reason, right? Now, I'm going to show her how to do it on the paper, but I want her to keep track in case I get caught up and I don't keep track well. I got her there watching what I'm doing, so I got a second set of eyes. Because the watchers, we always need a witness. Can't just do it and say you did it. You got to have a witness to your work. So for me to be sitting here talking to y'all right now, everybody that I done been presented for judgment said, yeah, he'll pass. Yeah, he'll pass. Yeah, he'll pass. But everybody that didn't understand what was going on treated me like shit. Right? So that's cool. I don't mind being classified as crazy if crazy means I'm not going to participate in oppression. And I don't mind being classified as out of touch with reality when reality is why go in the street to the foolishness when you can just stay at home and watch it fade away. Take your ball and go home. I don't believe in marching down there telling somebody you're going to change something when all you got to do is just say, okay, if you ain't going to do the right thing, I'm not going to do no thing. So this is the part right here where since we hadn't got to the point of unity where we could take our ball successfully and go home, and we going to, they keep killing the kids in the street, and so we getting a lot of grievances, especially this one brother that ride real hard out of New York. He be laying it down, and me and him had a nice chat, and I was able to enlighten him on a few things. But I want to get on into the proceedings with this, because I want to, I want, is that arrogant to show off? If you're the baddest motherfucker, if you're the baddest motherfucker on earth, if you're the baddest motherfucker ever born, would it be arrogant if you said you was going to show off, or would that be like confident? Like, because I don't know the difference, because a lot of people get it confused. Because, okay. Anyway, let's get to the proceedings this evening. So, remember that symbol, because that symbol is in my post for a reason, and I found out today. So when y'all hear me refer back to that symbol, I'm gonna show it again before I'm gonna show it again because a lot of people wasn't here. This is the symbol I'm talking about. It's an old-fashioned gentleman omerta. Honor, respect, and loyalty. Some 3 noble traits. Alright? So from there, I'm going to pull my receipts out for the day, where we reverse the fortune of the wicked upon themselves, and we liberate the righteous with the aid of ancient alchemy at the hands of the masters. And this is what we come up with. These are all time-stamped photos from my phone, right? Now, young Pharaoh told me make sure Malachi in here today. And I got at least about 18 knocks from Malachi from different people telling me to take care of this. So Malachi York should probably pop up in here too, as well as Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover, being that if this becomes successful, we marry the 2 nations. We bring the nations of the 5 and the nations of the 6 as one family, finally. The one people concept being realized. And so what y'all looking at is the first text when I woke up. And I'm going to show y'all the timestamp on there, and I'm going to get a little closer. But I seem to have misplaced my ink pen. Now, I'm about to show you how me and the Queen work when we work together. See, I thought I was a bad motherfucker till I met her. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever born, so that ought to tell you something. I thought I was a bad motherfucker till I met her. So let's get over here. I'm gonna go through it kind of fast and show y'all how I read the universe and the universe talk back to me. So this is what it looked like in real time. You see I'm up at 428 this morning at 100. You see that? 100%. Right now. That got a whole lot of meanings to me. I got a whole lot of meanings. So I'm going to take this first page off. This right here, the percent is the 2-ball cane, right? Because in the bumper round game, that's the 33 and the third. That's on the masculine principle. So the bumper round game being identified is what they call the old 2-ball cane. And what that is the cane is the person in the middle. And this is going to give you your first knock, right? That's going to give you your knock, right? But then this one gave